hair is really powerful, like it's like superpower. I've read somewhere that it actually helps fight disease.
Yeah, so for example, one of the latest research has shown that if you keep your hair, it actually is like a natural sun protectant against melanoma, so skin cancer. And I think it's quite amazing that we naturally have this ability to, not have skin cancer if we kept our hair. And people that actually remove this hair, they are more prone to this because they're having the UVA and UVB directly onto their skin and changing those cells into cancer cells. And but if you have hair, then this naturally protects you.
So does it work
just
just because the hair covers the surface, and that's what we're saying?
So the hair obviously covers the surface of your skin, and if you don't have any hair, the rays are
exposed.
They're directly exposed to your skin, and they've said about between 5 to 20%. There's a increase of protection if you have hair on your body.
Fascinating. And then I suppose in some respects as well, you do get some conditions, you know, that does produce excess hair. I mean, we've read about them and so on. There are, and then they need to be acknowledged as well.
Yeah, like you've got PCOS.
Yeah, so one of the conditions is PCOS, which stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome. It's a long one. And this is basically a condition which affects how the ovaries work. There's three main features with it. So it can give you irregular periods. It also gives a high level of androgens, which is a male hormone. And also the last one is cysts. So you get cysts growing on your ovaries. You actually won't believe this, but 1 in 10 people, 1 in 10 women suffer from PCOS.
That's so common.
That's
it's
really
quite a lot of people. And 70% of those people, one of the main symptoms is excess hair on different parts of the body, so face and the body. So I found out I had PCOS when I was about 15, 16 years old. And
was that through doing a blood test, or?
For me, my periods stopped and they were very hardly there, weren't regular. So I had tests done, blood tests, and that's when the GP recognised that my levels of testosterone in my blood were quite high, and that's how I got diagnosed with PCOS. There's quite a lot of medications that I had to try and start on, and unfortunately a lot of them had side effects which
that's inevitable with all drugs.
Medications. Side effects which didn't agree with me. And one of the main things I was told by a GP is that, why don't you consider having laser therapy? Because obviously you've got hair growth. Why don't you want to get rid of it?
That's not even the problem. The problem is the testosterone.
That was my doctor saying that to me.
He's trying to fit you into a box.
Yeah, exactly. And this is when I was 15, 16 years old.
Good, is it?
And for me, at that age, I just recently had Amrit, and I'd been researching about Sikh history and a lot of sacrifices that was done. So if you look back in times and you look where I think it was under the rule of Mir Manu, and how you had Singha in jails, and they seen their children being butchered and exactly, and cut around and garlands are put around their neck, and these women were so powerful, they had so much faith in their religion that nothing changed. They still had that belief they wouldn't change. They were told to convert to Islam, but they wouldn't, and they still held that strong pyar and that love for their guru, and they accepted it. So it's from my thoughts was, if they can go through all that, then how can we not just accept the way we are? How can we not just accept what Guruji's given us and be proud of it? For me, it's an honour, it's a privilege that we're like this, and we have to accept our roop, our appearance, and Guruji has given us guests, and that's the way. Everyone's different. Some people have guests on the faces.
So with your PCOS then, what did you choose, and what do others choose then, which avenue to go to with treatment or anything like that?
So with treatments, they give you medication to try and get the hormone balance corrected. That's the main aim of treatment. So like the whole like laser treatment thing, that's just a modification of like
That's just the effect
physical
of
appearance.
Yeah.
It's not going to benefit
No.
any way at all.
like
It's
that
just,
doesn't change your level of testosterone
no,
if you
no,
remove
no.
your
That's
hair.
just like an outer
Yeah.
thing for you, how you look. So there are other medications which people have said that you can take, but for me, they know what's going to happen. So like you can have medications which they actually remove the gas, so they thin the gas and they help the gas come off. So
Yeah,
like
fall
some
off, yeah.
senior would do that and say, well, it's okay because it's medication. But if you knowingly are taking that medication, knowing what's going to happen, then you're basically
It's still
saying
another
that,
form of removing
yeah,
your
because
hair.
you're saying that it's okay for that to
Yeah.
happen.
It's the journey of gaze is so complicated, but I think you're right. I think we need to really find our place of strength.
Yeah.
And we you know, when you look around and you do, sometimes you get the imposter syndrome and you can't do a job and you need to find your voice in a conflict at work or at school, or you know, you're bullied or something. You've got to find your confidence and your go-to.
Yeah.
And what I admire is that reference to where you went for your strength.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really important to focus on what's the key is. And I think sometimes we don't go there often enough.
Yeah.
So as like everyone knows, the main thing is doing a das. So you do a das to Guruji. And for me, it was the das saying that basically, give me like the ability to accept your partner, that this is how I'm meant to be, this is what I'm going to be like, and just be happy with what you've got.
Yeah.
And that's how it was, just so like blessed, feeling so blessed that this is my appearance now, and just accepting it.
Yeah. Yeah, and what you've got to do is look at the different strategies. So I think if we let's take a little pause and just think about our Sikh history first, and then we can maybe look at our ideas that we've got. Because I'm yourself, I've got geese on my hair, and working professionally, you do have to summon that strength, and you're 100% right. Ardas is your go-to. The power, never underestimate the power of Ardas. Ardas is phenomenal. And you can ask for what aspect of the Ardas you want, whether you want the individual strength to face it, or whether you just, in some cases you might be stared at a lot and that's uncomfortable. The Guru Sahib can stop the staring if that's the area of focus, and to say, okay, can you stop? The Guru, you just need to think carefully about your Ardas. So one of the remarkable bits about Sikh history is you've got to take your strength from Bhai Taru Singh. You have to look about Bhai Taru Singh. And what's interesting is some people question that.
Yeah.
Some people question that, but that's unquestionable because we know and we've all read that, you know, there are other Guru Sikhs who've managed to replicate that same Shakti of gaze later on.
Because like Shahid Bhai was saying, it happened, you know, when none of us were even born, and there's no pictures, no nothing, but we still obviously have that faith that did happen as a Sikh.